Hi, and welcome to my tutorial on how to set up a Wix blog. Um, so there are a bunch of videos on YouTube for how to set up a Wix blog, but for our course, Journalism 200 Multimedia, there's really nothing that suits our purposes very well, so that's why I'm creating this one. And basically, what I'll show you how to do is how to set up a site that looks like this. Where basically you've got three kinds of assignments that you're going to be uploading to your site. One's going to be photojournalism, another is going to be your audio stories and your slideshows, and your third is going to be your reflections. At the end of the semester, you're going to create a final project, and we'll talk about changing templates and what might be ideal for that. But for most of the semester, a simple design like this should be able to get you all the way through. There's definitely, Wix is an incredibly versatile and powerful platform, and so there's definitely a lot that you can do with it, and I encourage you to really explore it. Really just take you an afternoon of playing around to open it up, and your learning curve is going to be really fast, surprisingly so, I would think. But this is just to get you started. So the first thing you want to do is sign up for the site. So I'm signed up right now. You're going to have something, you're going to look at a page like this, and you're going to just create an account. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Creating an account straightforward, obviously. And then the good news is that you're able to create multiple sites with your account. But let's create a new one. And so we need to find the ideal kind of a template for it. So we hit create new site and we get all these options. Now the thing to be aware of is that if you look at news websites, they're really designed in a certain kind of way. For one thing, they're designed to really guide your eye through a lot of content. There's a really rich interplay here and a really specific one of headlines and images. It's very text heavy, but you can see clearly what's the main story, and then there's a hierarchy to how they're giving you the stories. If you look at the New York Times, for example, it's the same kind of thing. It's very busy. Now, if you go back and look at the contrast with the kind of sites that we'll get in the blog, you'll see it's very different. So I'm going to say choose a blog. If just to go back for a second, you'll see none of these really say news. If you look on your site, this is what they call their news template, but it's really not that much radically different than any of these other templates. So you can use that, but I'm not sure that that there's really significant, it really matters that much. So you go to choose a template, and then you can see that you're just going to try and look for whatever is going to work best for you to put up a bunch of stories and deliver them in a really engaging kind of way. I found this one kind of worked best for me. I mean, some of them have, this is a common thing where they actually give you a bunch of options for stories, but there's no real effort to play a main story up or another story. So you can look around for that, but I'm going to go with this one. And like I said, I'm going to try and make our site look just like this. So I'm going to choose this to edit. And now you're going to see some basic things about the template. You've got your main menus that you use to interact over here. And I'll show you basically just most directly what you need to know about all of this in order to do what you need to do. So let's say I want to change this part, because obviously I don't want to go with what the template is giving me here. So I want to change this. If I go back and I look, this one says Mediasaurus. I'm going to keep read all about it because that suits our purposes pretty well. So, whoops. I'm going to go in there and type media. And so as you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and then as soon as I do it, it says text edit. And I think I can probably double click. Yeah, and that'll let me enter. It's kind of a triple click, or I can just hit edit text there to get in. And then I'm going to type in Mediasaurus, and that part's done. And now I want it to look like this. So how do I do that? Well, that's really pretty simple. You just hover over it, you hit change design, and click on that. And there you, whoops. So that's the one I'm going to pick. So as you can see, there are different designs, and there's actually quite a lot of options, quite a lot of colors. There's ways to do coordinated colors. That's really pretty simple, but I'm going to leave that alone for now. The next thing I want to do is change this so that we get it to look like this. So how do I do that? Well, what I do is I hover over this and I hit change strip background. And then these options come up. So I can scroll through here and see maybe that would work. Is that going to work for me? It's okay. I don't know that I'm going to find the exact image that I found before. But, let me look a little bit deeper just because that'll give you an idea of just how many options are here. So I want an image. I could have some kind of a looped video going on there, but I'm going to still keep it relatively simple. So I'm going to go for just a static image. And then I'm going to type in water, so I can kind of search for whatever I want by using that search box. And you can see all these options here. I'm looking for one that at least kind of looks like what I had before. And I keep scrolling a little bit farther until I find what I want. Oh, getting close maybe. That pattern in there. Not quite there. It's taking a little while to load. So you're going to want to go through and then select it and then just hit change background. So I'm going to use that. And there it is. It's not quite that. It's a bit different, but it's a pretty similar idea. So now I want to change these menus up here. And so the way I do that is I go over to menus and pages, which is this selection right up here on the left. I click it, and I want to change the site menu. So I can change the blog menu here, which I think is probably this, but I want to change this up here. So I'm going to go to site menu, and then what I do is I double click in here in order to select the text, and then I'm going to type in photojournalism. Done. I'm going to type in audio. Hit done. And then I'm going to type in reflections. Hit done. And you can see how they change up there. Now I have this stuff in here and I don't want it, but it's really simple to get rid of. I can just select the text boxes. I'm free to move them around too, or kind of wherever I want. Right now I'm just deleting them, so I'm selecting them and then just hitting the delete key. But I want this on the main page because I'm trying to mimic this original website. So, so I want to post onto here for this. And how do I create this? Well, basically, I go over to my options here, and I go to add, and these are called posts, right? So I just go look for my blog, actually, not post, but blog, sorry. And then that gives me various options. Some of these are kind of automated. They're actually mostly, it looks like, different configurations. Again, none of them really do a good job of mimicking what you'll see on a news website just because they're such rigid templates. But this will pretty much do. I mean, at least it's a hierarchy. It's maybe not the best hierarchy, but I'm going to select that. And then that's how it would appear over here. So like I could do it over on audio slideshows, for example, so you can see. So I would wipe this out. I'm selecting and deleting to clear the space. You know, this is also stuff I need to get rid of. But now I would just do add, blog, and post. And I'm going to do custom feed because I think some of these other ones are pulling content from, you know, the internet or whatever. So I hit that, and I'm going to again go back to the main page just to stay faithful. Just I don't know, just for the sake of it. But when I hover over it, it says, you'll see that it says manage posts. So that's how I deal with the content in here. So this is kind of an interactivity within the broader page. I'm zeroing in on a subset of the page here. And now I'm in this manage post thing. So I can create new posts, and every time I create a new post, it's going to show up top. And I can do other things like I can, well, once I you know, if I can edit a post and I can change the date so that actually, if I do that, I can go over here and click settings, and there's the publish date. And so if I change the publish date, that'll change the order of the posts, right? Which is really important if you want to be moving things around and reordering things. So I'm going to create a new post so that, again, I can mimic this content here. And you can see I've created a little bit of a tease in here. I've embarked on a train spotting safari. So we might want to add this text in addition to the headline, hipster spotting, and in addition to the photo. So how do we do that? Well, we go over to here, create a new post. I'm going to copy and paste the headline for starters. So, oops. I just drag my cursor across it and hit copy. And now I'm in here and I'm going to hit Command V for paste. And now I want to add a photo. So I'm going to, you know, I may want to do like that tease that I had in there, and I could put that in here. So in fact, why don't I go ahead and do that now since I've got that open. So I'm going to go over here and grab this text. And I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to add an excerpt with the idea that I'm giving the readers a little bit of a tease. We probably would want to shorten it so it doesn't get cut off. You know, maybe we just do, here's what I found. So it's saving as we go here. And so now let's just add a photo. And I click the camera icon, if you can see. Let me go back and slow down a little bit. So I hit add an image. If I go here, I can also add an image that way. And I have nothing in my file folder here. Like it pulls up a library of stuff. I have nothing in there yet. So I'm going to go to where I have my stuff on my desktop, and I'm going to drag this in like this. Give it a second to upload. And it actually uploaded really fast, but I paused the recording anyway. But so now I have that in my library, and now I can add it to my post. So then I just say add to page. So now we've got our headline, we've got this text here, and we're ready to publish. So I just hit that button on the upper right. And now I want to get back to my main page. So I'm in this whole Manage Post window. So I'm just going to click on the right, left, that X up here to get out of this. And let's see how we did. Did that work? Yeah. And there's my tease. So I'm almost done. Now all I got to do is publish it. And this is really important because this is the point at which you get the web address. And you're going to want to, you need that web address is the web address for your website. So you want to be able to share that with the world, but you certainly want to be able to share it with me when you submit your assignments. And you can get different web addresses as you go through by, I mean, you can be logged out and then just navigate your site. But as you're publishing, to get your initial website, what you do is hit publish, and then there it is. It automatically kicks up your website. And so I just highlight it like that, and by double clicking, and now I do Command C, and now I have a copy of it that I can share. You can also edit your mobile site. Maybe I'll just take you give you a quick look at what that looks like. It's actually extremely easy. And I'm not going to get here through this button. I'll show you where it is on the interface. But it's right here. And so now I can, by clicking on that, I can edit the content for mobile. And in fact, it has kind of a wizard about how to do that. But you can see how well it shows up, and it gives you over here a fair amount of functionality in terms of being able to adjust the layout specific without changing the way it looks on your desktop. I guess one last thing to mention, you've got your undo buttons here, you got your save here, and you can preview before you publish right here. So that's also useful. And that's pretty much everything you need to know. So again, there's your publish, there's your web address, and I hope this was helpful. Good luck.